Hi, this is Scott and Kelly. Thanks for joining us in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. Eureka Springs is known as a Victorian resort, whose fame was once believed to be healing springs. Located in the Ozark Mountains in northwest Arkansas, Eureka Springs has a population of about 2,200. In 1970, the entire town was placed on the National Register of Historic Places. The town features Victorian homes, natural springs, and unique hotels. Basin Spring Park sits in downtown Eureka Springs. It is surrounded by steep hills and historic buildings, reminding you how nature and a city can coincide beautifully together. The Basin Spring itself sits higher and overlooks the city of Eureka Springs. The water was originally piped to the Basin Spring bathhouse. Hey, we are at the Basin Spring, and it's a little park here in the middle of Eureka Springs. It's a pretty little park. It's a small park outside of climbing a few stairs. It's really not a bad place to be. The spring is pretty little. It is, apparently it goes places. It looks like it's being piped somewhere. So anyway, it's a nice little visit.
Yep. Kind of different terrain to be right in the middle of town, but it's really cool.
It's very pretty. This Flatiron building is one of the most photographed in Arkansas. It was built in 1987 and is the third such building to stand in this location, as the other two were both destroyed by fire. Eureka Springs offers restaurants, shops, and this coffee shop happened to be along our way, called the Daily Roast. Hey there, we are above the Sweet Spring here in Eureka Springs. Cute little town, we will say. Yeah, just walking around in the architecture, the buildings are gorgeous. The streets are laid out really pretty. It sits on the hillside. So absolutely do enjoy seeing that part of this town. But a lot of fun things to do around here.
Yep. A lot of cool nature to see, even right here in the middle of town. You know, it's the springs and the architecture and the bluffs and everything else.
Yeah,
it's natural.
Yeah, so
it's really cool.
We're trying to find all the springs we can find and do our own little walking tour. It's been a lot of fun. We found the grotto spring to be one of the most unique. In early days, when street construction became extensive, the spring was protected by being enclosed in this limestone structure. Crescent Hotel is often talked about as Eureka Springs' most famous landmark. It was built in 1886 as a luxury hotel for wealthier travelers, and then later became a college for women. In 1937, it opened as the Baker Cancer Clinic. Baker's claims were controversial, and his unethical practices led to his arrest in 1940. In 1946, it once again opened as a hotel and over the years made some changes, but in recent years was renovated to its former glory. St. Elizabeth's of Hungary Catholic Church sits just below the Crescent Hotel. It is unique as you enter the church through the bell tower. Along the way, there are 14 Stations of the Cross, and you're welcome to go in and tour the inside of the church at any time unless they're offering Mass. And you can finish through the gift shop if you like. We found this easy shortcut located between the Crescent Hotel and the Carnegie Library below. It's just a suggestion, but it does cut off a lot of distance on your walk back down. The Carnegie Public Library in Eureka Springs is one of the 4 public libraries in Arkansas that was funded by Andrew Carnegie. We stopped by earlier when it was closed and ran into a local who told us to come back when it was open. He said it was worth stopping in to see the lobby. We couldn't resist, and we returned a few hours later to check it out, and we were definitely impressed with the interior. You can probably guess that this house is a regularly photographed house. We don't know the history behind it, but it would seem they were pretty determined to put a house here. That's crazy. After our walking tour of Eureka Springs, we drove a few miles out of town to Pivot Rock Park. Here you can visit not only Pivot Rock, but also a small natural bridge. And though it was small, we found it interesting nonetheless. The cost is $8 per person to enter. Just past Pivot Rock is the Karen Garden. We weren't really sure of its purpose, but somebody sure put in a lot of work out here. And we had to admit, some of the Karens were pretty impressive. When you visit Eureka Springs, Thorn Crown Chapel is a must-see destination. At 48 feet tall, it contains 425 windows and 6,000 square feet of glass. If you've seen the movie Elizabethtown with Orlando Bloom, you've seen this bridge. It has been called the Golden Gate of the Ozarks. Its actual name is Beaver Bridge, and it crosses over the White River to the little town of Beaver, Arkansas. We weren't sure it was worth driving out of town to go see this, but when we got there, we decided it was well worth it. Everyone says Mud Street Cafe is the place to eat when in Eureka Springs. We heard they had award-winning coffee and decided to give it a try. We chose the Mud Street Cafe Annex. The coffee was delicious, and so was the breakfast. There's also a place in the floor that you can view the spring below. If you liked this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel.